Hey Brats babes, welcome back to my channel. And I almost entirely forgot exactly what I was going to talk about, but I remember now. So I wanted to kind of like update, because, the video that I uploaded yesterday is from like a solid week ago now. Um, and like a lot has happened in the time in between. Um, I had to take my mom to the ER. She has cellulitis in her legs, which was a very alarming situation. And she was staying with me for a little while. And now she's back at, like, her boyfriend's house, my stepdad's house. Um, which is cool. And then my friend stayed with me over the weekend, someone who's basically a sibling to me, basically. And then they went home yesterday. And yeah. So I also wanted to show you guys this kind of like scrap journal thing I've been working on. I added all these stickers to the outside. Originally, both sides were blank like this. I'm going to add stickers to this side too. I got this at like Goodwill for like $1.99. And it basically was barely used. And now I've got like the inside kind of over here. I have like a binge like warning scale, like the first instance of noticing it, like, oh, there's like an urge that's present and everything. And then I've also written my like action plan and like the trigger and like the various steps into the like the various different like levels of binge urges, I guess. Like level 1 to 2 is like urges are present, fixating, craving, obsessing about like cravings and etc., and just like really thinking about food and just ruminating on it. And then like 3 is planning to indulge slash deciding what slash how to eat. Because anytime I do binge, it has to be in a specific order, and it's always sugar. It's always sugar. I'm a sugar addict through and through. It makes me horribly sick, and I still go back for more. Level 4, critical, close to caving into the urge. At this point is when you start to kind of justify it or say, "Oh, I'll start again tomorrow," or you try to like in your head you try to justify or give yourself permission or like find a reason to give yourself permission to do the binge. Um and then level number 5, it begins, which is a crucially like detrimental point. And it's very important to stop before it gets too bad. Um And then down here for each color, because each step has a different color associated with it. I mean, these notes over here on the side are side notes not related to the. This one's just like my triggers, which is TV, alcohol, weed, boredom, and sometimes my feelings. And then this one has recommendations of things to distract yourself. Listen to your music, audiobook, watch your favorite shows, or something like that. Basically distract yourself. Um, some of my favorite shows don't trigger me to binge. I really like watching My 600 Pound Life, and I also like watching 1,000 Pound Sisters and also 1,000 Pounds Best Friends. Um, I like watching those shows like a lot. I don't know why, but for some reason they keep me very mindful of the consequences if I relapse back into binging. Um, like it keeps me mindful of like the consequences of that. Um, but yeah, so if I'm at uh the first stage where I'm just fixating and the urges are there and craving food, it's action plan would be distract busy myself. Um, and then at the purple level, planning to indulge, deciding what slash how to eat. Then down here, they change activity and cut triggers. Basically, like I'm probably doing something that's actively triggering myself if I've gotten to that point. And so it's time to switch up what I'm doing to break the cycle before it can begin. Um, Level 4, the critical level, where I'm close to caving in, and I'm like kind of justifying and rationalizing in my head. At that point, I've gotten very far and clearly failed to cut out my what's the word? Um, Trigger, whatever's triggering me. Um, at that point, then I will elect to eat bulky foods that are low in calorie and that are healthy to minimize the damage done by the binge. So I would like, I don't know, eat a bunch of like vegetables and stuff, or fruit, or both. If it's fruit, it's usually fresh fruit though, because I like. Otherwise, it's just not ideal. Um, And then for level 5, when the binge has already begun, it's crucial to stop and take a walk, kind of separate myself from the situation and like clear my head. Then over here, I've got this ticket from when I saw the Barbie movie, and I've just got these cute stickers. I'm going to write something in here. I just don't remember what I was going to write in there now. Um, but yeah, it just has little motivational things, and then there's this, which I thought was really cute. I set that up, which, God, that felt kind of special, I guess. And then over here in this corner on the binge risk level thing, I put over here rest and don't quit, to kind of remind myself that even if I'm tired, what I should do is rest but not quit. And then there's this. It was a little tea tag, and it's got a quote from Emily Dickinson. It says, "How strange that nature does not knock and yet does not intrude." And that's Emily Dickinson. Okay. And so here we are, the next page. So the purple and pink. I've got Virgo stickers. Over here, there's a weekly self-care, like, thing. And it says up here in the top square, focus on. And I wrote career and girl time. And I don't mean, I don't know. And then I also have this other sticker that goes with the same set that says focus on daily routine. And then it's got these below where it's got the different days of the week in the form of little bubbles. Hydrate, exercise, and vitamins. And then I just kind of been filling out the bubbles as I follow that. And then daily gratitude, where it lists each day of the week, and each day you write in something you're grateful for. So I did this last week. So Sunday, I was grateful for Coke Zero. I hunted the whole day for it. Like Sunday of like not this past week, but the week prior. Monday I put YouTube. Tuesday French toast, I guess. Wednesday mom. Thursday fashion. Friday my fiance, and Saturday the things that I put that I was grateful for was Overeaters Anonymous and fruit. Speaking of which, that went really well. I think I'm gonna go back and kind of like get a feel for like, I guess, if I feel it'll help me. So like I'm gonna like go back and see a few like more times to see how I feel about it. Then I have a little thing of likes over here. And then this I just wrote down a thing that I said yesterday that felt kind of profound over here in the margin. And it says, I read between the lines to find the horror story written in invisible ink. And that's in reference to, like, how I will take a situation where everything is perfectly okay and nothing is actually wrong and blow it out of proportion like there is something wrong, because it often feels like there is. Or like I'll imagine, like for instance, my paranoia that my friends don't really like me and that they're really secretly annoyed by me and that they just like tolerate me just to be nice because or something like that. Like, like, I don't know, sometimes like those kinds of thoughts get to me and I'm looking for, you know, things that are not there, between the lines. Like, oh, my friend is secretly hates me. Oh, so and so is just using me, and so on, so on and so forth. Um, but yeah, that's just, I don't know how I ended up describing that experience to my friend. Um, and then I've got some cute stickers and everything, like this one says one day at a time, and then this one says, hey lady, I like your style. And then this one just says self-care, and that's just a strawberry. And then this other one here says, be grateful today. And another Virgo one. Fabulous. I have multiple Virgo stickers because I'm a Virgo. Obviously. Oh, my morning routine. I check my socials like they're the newspaper. I use the bathroom and go through my like morning bathroom routine. I have brekkie and take my medicine, and then I do a daily outline to kind of plan out my day, and then I message people back if I need to, and I'll journal. But yeah, and then this one says give yourself a pep talk, and I wrote it in cursive. I felt snazzy. But it says, you are a fashion god. You are kind, genuine, caring, and you can do anything. Hype myself up. I would never claim to be any other type of god, but I would like to think when it comes to fashion, I have very unique ideas, and therefore, in my own right, I can become my own fashion icon. If that makes any sense. This page is just a bunch of stickers in rainbows. I was going for, like, I guess a Lisa Frank sort of vibe here. And then over here's a bunch of food stickers. And it's just, like, says eat mindfully. And down here it says spicy. And it's just got a bunch of, like, fruits and veggies and, like, eggs and stuff. Basically my favorite foods. And then up here says healthy, but it doesn't, you can't really see it very well. Oh, and that's just a panda bear covered in like icing and sprinkles. And here's another bear covered in icing and sprinkles. This one is like, I don't know, my girl blog page, because it's definitely got that vibe. It says like awesome and love and a little heart with an arrow through it that says myself. It's got a pair of lips, candy hearts, suckers, a glass of wine, a dog in a tutu, some cherries. You are pure magic, a pink dinosaur holding an ice cream cone, girl power, a pink drink with hearts by it, and just a bunch of like, oh, anything is possible, and it's by the dog. Yeah, so it's just like super girly, and it's got like rose petals. That's what these like random splotches of color are. That's a rose petal. They're just kind of like falling through in the background on the page. I don't know. There's pink ones and red ones. And then this is the next page, and these pages have not yet been filled. So, but I have them prepared for when the time comes. And I'm really excited about doing more journaling in this book. because this is a lot of fun. I want to get fashion magazines and cut out pictures from them and paste them into the book too, like outfit inspiration ideas or just like clothing pieces that inspire me and like stuff like that. You know? I'm not done pasting the pages into the book. These are butterflies. And those are flowers. But like, I've decided to take a break. I got to a certain point where I was happy. I love the hearts pages the best. I think they're so cute. Oh my gosh, these pages got glued together. No, you weren't supposed to do that. How dare you? Okay, so hearts and candles. This reminds me of like school picture backgrounds. You know what I'm talking about? The backdrops for school pictures that are like really random and generic and like just a bunch of colors. And then this is like watercolor flowers and stuff. It's really cute. This one just says happy birthday. This is all tie-dye like. Fish. Marbly. Like paint marbling. This is like ombre-ish, but it also has a watercolor vibe to it, which I dig. And I have another one of those rose watercolor pages. And now here we are. The rest of the book is all blank. Yeah, this book is really old. It's vintage, and it's like got a cloth cover, and the pages are really old and brittle. But I've been kind of just doing my thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna write here yet. Maybe like inspirational quote or something. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. But yeah, like the goal is to look at that book every day, read through it every day, and like look at the positivity and feel the good vibes, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much what's up with that. Here are some more of the pages that I plan on gluing in. It's like wintry, and it's red and white and silver. I like it. I'm not going to use them for like anything Christmas themed. It's just going to be like for winter vibes. Just like the blue snowflake pages that I have pasted in there. And these ones will be more for like piney, woodsy, rustic vibes. That way that they can stay neutral without having a specific time of year attached to them too much. And then, of course, purple, and this one's got texture. This is just purple construction paper. This one also has texture. Not that it's showing up very well. More purple construction paper. This is like pinkish purple, and it's got texture too. And here's another piece of that. Same colors and texture. Happy birthday stuff. Flowers. Those are some ugly looking flowers. Blue snowflakes. More fish. A lot of these are duplicates, so that's more of the rustic one. Yellow flowers, which I really love. They remind me of the wallpaper in my dining room at the house that I own. Here's some grass. Very good for spring vibes. Some more of that, like, random, like, weirdly school photo background-esque one. Happy birthday over and over in rainbow letters. Stars. More tie-dye. Balloons and balloon animals. Candles. Dog themed. More of that marbling paint look. More snowflakes. More yellow flowers. More insanely ugly flowers. Bicycles. String lights, or as I like to call them, fairy lights. Flowers. More fairy lights. More balloon animals. More candles. More happy birthday. Even more fish. And bicycles. Grass again. More happy birthdays. Even more grass. Another dog-themed one. And another dog-themed one. 2. And then another one of the ones that I plan on using for the rustic theme. So yeah, those are the pages I have so far set aside. Planned, at least for now. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with all of them, but I have ideas in mind, generally speaking. And I think that counts for something. By the way, the mascara that I bought at Ulta, the pink mascara, I adore it. I love it. It is fantastic. And it has inspired me to change up my look a little bit even. It's inspired me to try new things. Oh, and some other fun stickers I have. I have these, sparkly stickers. And I also have these blue ones. One of them's cut out because my friend wanted one. Okay. This is the last butterfly. The other ones are already in the journal. These are all the little thingies that were written in bubbles and the opening page, the binge assessment. These are little tags. Aren't they so cute? I love how they're soft and yellow. And there's that, I don't know, lacy grandma-esque vibe. I love it. And the color of them makes me think of Puddin', my favorite Sanrio character. Which makes me so happy. And then I've also got these sparkly blue letters. Shiny silver letters. Shiny gold letters. And this is a pack of silver and gold letters, but they're both in the same pack. I don't feel like opening them. But yeah. So that's pretty much that. Oh, and I've started a new crochet project. It's a blanket for my childhood best friend, Shavoy. Her favorite color's turquoise. So I've got a lot of teal, blue, and turquoise and all of that set aside for that project. I also want to show you guys my other journals. Okay. So here's my other Portland themed journal. He was my theme last year. Sanrio in general kind of was. Now, by the way, what do you guys think of all of this? Isn't this cute? I put the, lace on my headphones and then some ribbon. But anyway, yeah, so, Portland was, my theme last year, and this year it's, Bratz. And I think I'm actually going to stick with the Bratz because that's been a lifelong obsession. And, I've needed a good excuse to just delve back into indulging that obsession. Okay, I've grabbed my other, journals. That's the word. I'm guilty of buying an obscene amount of journals. But, when they're on sale, It's Claire's, that shop that is associated with, little girls and stuff and super girly stuff. Love that place. I love that place so much. No cap. I don't know, I adore that place. They have such cute stuff, and I'm such a sucker for cute stuff. Okay. There we go. But yeah, so let's see. Here's some more of my other journals. This one's got bees on it. It just says notebook. Oh, wow. I use it to manage my project ideas. I totally forgot about that. Don't mind the roll of toilet paper back there. I ran out of tissues, so that's going to have to be the next best thing. Oh, golly. And then there's this, like, planner journal bullet notebook thing. That I still have yet to find a worthy use for yet. Hopefully soon enough. It's not one of the cute ones. I'm starting out with the boring ones first. This one says future plans. And this one is properly, like, to-do list, organized type. I still haven't gotten into using that yet. This will probably get a lot of use whenever I, like, am, you know, working on, you know, jobs and everything where I'm, like, doing my modeling and my acting and everything. And then this is just a plain red journal book. I could actually just use it as a sketchbook if I really so please, which I just might. I might use it as a sketchbook. The pages are not lined. There are no dots, nothing in them. Oh, and then there's this. I absolutely love this notebook. It's fountain pen friendly, and it's got like all the little dots. And it's made of recycled materials. And the aesthetic is very cool in my opinion. And then there's this notebook, which I'm not sure what I'm going to use this one for yet, but it's really cute. It's a very cute Sanrio notebook. Hello Kitty. And then her whole section seems to have her down in the corner and has that pink color of the dots. Okay. And now this page, Hello Kitty and Friends. And it's literally the same thing down in the corner, same color and everything. Okay. And then there's this page, which has Puddin', and it has all these little milks. Oh, I adore this. And yeah, the pages are all the same, the pages themselves. But the dividers are where everything's different. Ugh, so cute. Yeah, the rest of the pages are all just like the beginning pages. So they're not different colors or anything. Which is interesting because with my other Puddin'-themed Sanrio notebooks and journals, they actually are different colors throughout the, you know, journal. So it's very interesting to me. Okay, and next we're going to show you this one. He's a bear dressed as a froggy. And he's really soft and plush, and he's holding a strawberry milk. And it's got this little lock on the side. The pages are all blank. Oh, no, I lied. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. The pages are all lined with green lines. I feel so silly. Oh my god, thank god. And then this fuzzy pink bunny one with all the strawberries. And it's got a pink lock. And it's so cute. Actually, this one was supposed to have like a gold lock. And the pink lock was supposed to go on this one. But I switched them because come on. The pink has to go with the pink. If this one has a green lock, why doesn't this one have a pink one, right? And I feel like the gold fits this one's theme better, like with their little crowns, the little froggy princes. Look at the little crowns. He's just in a little pouch. It's just a miniature notebook. Now, all these pages are blank. There is no line pages in this. It's also got this, like, little slot, like, little loop here for the tiny pen that came with it. But I thought the pen was ugly, so I took it out, and I do not remember where I put it. It was like this teeny short pen with a giant green pom-pom at the top that totally did not match the actual journal's vibe. But yeah, they're all able to latch. It's just I don't have them currently latched because they're empty. What's the point? So I think that the order that I'll probably do it in, and I think that for these journals, like, because these are the journals that I'm planning on having be my, like, future food journals once this one is full. Because, like I said, I do keep track of that in order to make sure and keep track of any nutritional deficiencies. If I notice, like, gee, I've been in a crappy mood or feeling awful lately, what have I been eating? And I look back on my journal, and actually, I've learned a lot doing that. I've learned that sugar is super inflammatory and also makes my acne worse. I've learned that noodles make me feel like I'm getting stabbed in the guts, and so do most breads. And I'm a sugar addict. I'm addicted to carbs completely, so I've begun kind of avoiding them a little bit because I'm so afraid that they're gonna make me, like, relapse or something, and I'm gonna just go back to binging completely. And I really don't need to go back there, which is why I've been going to Overeaters Anonymous. You know, is literally just because, like, I'm really nervous. Ever since my fiance, like, went out on the road, I've been more triggered than ever because I've been, like, you know, here at the house alone with nothing but my thoughts, and all I do all day is, like, kind of sit in this empty apartment, and that was really triggering, which is why I had people stay with me. I had Mom come down and stay with me, and then I had my siblings stay with me, so that I didn't have to be here alone. And ew, living by the woods sucks. There's a stink bug on that curtain, and he scares me. He should have stayed in the corner like I told him earlier. If he presents a threat, I will vacuum him up. I won't hesitate. I don't know. Bugs that fly spook me, like, horribly. Like, if my fiance were home, I would be like, will you please get this stink bug out of here for me? And it would be handled like that. But my fiance is over the road trucking, which is really cool, actually, because I get random text updates. Yesterday I was in this state, and now I'm over here in this other state that's completely on the other side of the country. And it's, like, really cool. You know, it's like, wow, my fiance is driving, like, a lot. And then I get, like, pictures and everything, too, from time to time. Whenever my fiance stops, of course. Which is cool. Oh. I don't like the way that he's looking at my stuff. I don't know why I'm such a big baby about bugs. Growing up, there, like, bugs were always, like, I don't know, a sign of something bad, you know? They were never anything good. And, like, growing up, I was not used to living in a place where there are a lot of bugs. I live next to the woods right now, which means ladybugs, wasps, bees, ants, and stink bugs all get in the house. Oh, and moths and mosquitoes. But when a mosquito comes in the house, I kill them without hesitation. I will not have them drinking my blood, not today. Nope. But I hate living by the woods because of all the bugs. I don't mind the spiders, though. Spiders are friend-shaped. Just like frogs. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, actually. Oh, right. I'm thinking I might use this notebook, sort of as, like, you know, a space, like a recovery space, like binge eating recovery. Because, like, I don't know, My dad kind of raised us all with a really messed up relationship with food. He's a binge eater. I'm sorry. My ginger ale's not quite yet flat. Anyway, I just like, Dad's kind of raised us all to be exercise bulimics. So, like, he raised us all to indulge in sports, and as long as we're in sports, we can eat anything we want, basically. And if we're not in sports, we no longer have that privilege. So, like, throughout middle school, it's like we starved, and then suddenly, you know, we get into sports, and he allows us basically access to basically whatever, because it's like, oh, now you're exercising, so you've earned the food. And it's taken a long time to try to undo that and break that kind of like cycle, because all it was doing was perpetuating a cycle of abuse against myself. Ever since I lost my soccer career, all I did was spiral into binging. I didn't like I didn't binge really, at least as far as I feel like, during that time that I was in sports. I just was able to eat more. So I ate how much I felt like I needed to eat, like based on how I felt and everything. And I didn't really do much binging. But then, like, when I lost my sport, I kind of spiraled into it. Because at the same time I was on this medication that also kind of affected things and affected my weight, and it just kind of messed a lot of things up, and I don't know. It got really bad, and I'm working really hard to not slide back into it. So I slipped a little bit when my fiance left, and I'd like for that slip to not turn into a slide. I don't want it to become a full relapse. I don't need to get back into binging and back into my sugar addiction. Um, on the bright side, I think I've kicked the sugar addiction just enough that I shouldn't have too many issues. I've Not gonna lie, I did eat a whole box of candy canes the other day, which in that one day, in one sitting, which is grotesque. That is honestly appalling behavior. It was honestly like the last sugar in the house, though. All the rest of the sugar has been exiled, thank God. So it can no longer tempt me. Because I don't need processed sugar to live, so I can just avoid it. And that's why I think, like, sometimes I think it's a little bit like, I get where people are coming from, and I know that can come from a place of privilege where I can say, well, I don't know if I would call it a privilege, but I come from a different perspective where it's like I can say, oh yeah, I totally like can avoid the entirety of my addiction, because my addiction is primarily processed sugary foods. Um, and those are not a necessity, so I can avoid those. And the rest of my dietary habits are actually not bad. I eat a lot of fish and broccoli and green beans and sweet potatoes. Oh gosh, I forgot about the sweet potatoes. I feel so silly. I forgot about the sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Um, and like stuff like that. And then there's like my protein drinks and stuff like that I like to have. I'm all out of those now, which makes me incredibly sad, because those things are like my favorite. When I don't have energy to like cook or make a decision about food, it's just always a lot easier to grab one of my protein drinks. Oh, good. I didn't forget about it too long. We're okay. But I do have to measure it out. I have this bag of sweet potatoes. It's kind of one of those like steam in bag, you microwave it bags. So yeah. Okay. I gotta peel them first though, because I don't like the skin. I don't care. I don't care what the benefits of the skin are. I don't like the skin. It's a texture thing, and I refuse to budge on it. Oopsie. There. Oh, and I'm so excited because, like, next month, I'm going to make a video, making, like, my own recipe of, like, keto-friendly, low-carb, low-sugar, French toast. Because I have figured it out, and I feel on top of the world, because, like, honestly, that's, like, one of my favorite sugary, unhealthy foods is French toast, and I found a healthy way to replace it. And that's really the key, is, like, successfully, like, you know, managing your weight. A lot of times, like, a big crucial point in that is, there's literally a plate right here, guys, just so you know. Oh my gosh, these smell so yummy. But yeah, it, like, all boils down to, like, choices you make and everything like that. And I know that's, like, really dumb or whatever, because, like, obviously it is. Like, it's like I'm stating the obvious, and it's really dumb that I'm doing that, but I don't know. Sometimes it just needs to be said again. Okay. I really hate the skin. Ew. I don't know why I'm like, it's a texture issue. It's a texture aversion. I know I say I don't know why I'm like this, but that's a lie. I do actually know why I'm like this. I'm like this because I'm autistic. And everything is a sensory nightmare. Okay. Gee. It'd be nice if this were easier. Ow. They're hot. Well, yeah, no duh. It's so dumb to be shocked about them being hot. Like, of course they're hot. Ew, skin. How dare. Okay. There are 2 more in that bag, but I gotta, like, get the rest off of the bag. Wow. This one got really soft. I love when they're soft. I'm turning this into mashed sweet potatoes, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. Because that's the only way I'll have them, is mashed. I like them all boiled up and soggy, like mushy, so I can turn them into mash. Because that's what I like to do with my sweet potatoes. I don't eat them in any other way. I only eat them when they're mashed. I don't like them when they're baked. I don't like their skin. I think their skin is abhorrent. But I think that about all potato skins. I don't know why I have such a strong texture aversion to the skins. It just bothers me. And I'm really frustrated with myself about this. Like, it's really frustrating, the fact that, like, it's like, okay, I have all these sensory issues, and they interfere with, like, my dietary habits to an extent, which is what I mean when I said earlier, the only issue I have is with sugar. I'm not addicted to the other kinds of crappy foods because I just don't like them. And so I recognize that I'm coming from a place where I have the luxury of being able to say, you know, that I'm not addicted to, like, all food. I'm just have very specific and nuanced addictions, I guess, to sugar and processed carbs and stuff like that. And I, you know, generally speaking, have an issue of binging and eating those not good foods when I'm not supposed to be, which is when I'm triggered, which is when I'm watching TV while inebriated in some form. TV is pretty much my biggest trigger for binging. I will sit down and eat an entire... Actually, this actually did happen. I sat down in front of the TV and ate an entire cake this past winter. By myself. Just sitting in front of the TV, eating this cake. Like, isn't that just grotesque? Like, I'm still, like, really embarrassed about it, but I'm also not gonna, like, lie and hide it. Like, it's still a work in progress. I'm still working on getting over the binge eating issue, and everything like that. And I've made a lot of really good strides. Ow. Hot potato hot. But yeah, like, I think I made a lot of really good strides, in the right direction, with dealing with my, binge eating issue. Because, like, I don't want to live that kind of life where I'm, like, just in this perpetual cycle of, like, hating myself. And also, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but I'm convinced that all eating disorders are just different manifestations of the same disorder. And let me, like, clarify what I mean when I say that. So, ew. Oh, God, I flung it on my phone. A piece of skin. Ew, why am I touching this with my... Ew. Oh, yeah, I don't want to dirty any dishes, that's why. Ew. Okay, it's worth it, though. But anyway, so... with the anorexia, the focus is, dieting and, like, to an extreme extent, and trying to lose weight to an extreme extent. Whereas with bulimia, it's a pattern of dieting, binging, purging, and rinse, wash, repeat. With binge eating disorder, that's actually a very interesting thing, is nobody talks about this, is the cycle that you go through where it's like, okay, I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to fix my life. I'm going to stop binging now. I'm going to get control and I'm going to diet and exercise. I'm going to do so good. And then you're also filled with the intense shame. And I think that's something that people don't realize is a part of binge eating disorder, because, that's part of the, like, cycle. And nobody talks about it. And it's kind of frustrating, the fact that nobody wants to talk about that kind of stuff, because I feel like the fact that there's no conversation about it makes it harder for other people to recognize those patterns in themselves, and thus be unaware of their own issue. Like, my dad doesn't even know he has an eating disorder. I have only been able to figure it out since moving out, and since, like, looking back on his behaviors and how he kind of raised us in his disordered way. And the thing is, I feel like if he was aware he had an eating disorder, it would be different. Like, it would be, I don't know, like, he would actually, like, have raised us better, I feel like. If, like, he would have, like, not raised us the way he did around food, that is. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. My phone is ringing right now. I hope it's not important, because I don't feel like answering. I'm kind of a nightmare like that. Like, I should answer the phone. I know that I should. I'm an adult, whatever. But I don't see a point. Okay, so this is going to sound crazy, and some people might say this is, like, not a good idea. Ew, let me get that piece of, like, there we go. I got the potato off the screen of my phone. Okay, hold on. Let me just, wow, $3.96. Let me write that down. $3.96. Okay, I gotta write that in my food journal. Okay. By the way, this is my really cute food scale. Like I said, I like to track my nutrients, so I like to know how much fiber I'm getting, how much of my vitamins I'm getting, etc., and so forth. And it helps me keep track of what I'm deficient in and what I'm not. And I think that's, like, it's a delicate balance. And I think that's what's so difficult to communicate for me. is the delicate balance between the ARFID and the, like, binge eating, you know, behaviors, you know? So I really don't like the animals getting into my trash, and since I live by the woods, they do it anyway. So I figured I'd cut out the middleman, so I just dump the scraps. They have full access to them and have no reason to be digging through my trash as a result. I don't know if it's bad practice. I genuinely just don't care. It means that I don't have to pick up my rubbish bins and pick up all of the rubbish that has now been strewn out of them and put it in a new rubbish bag, only for that one to also be tore open later. If I could just cut out the middleman and keep it simple, it works. There are no bears. We're not that in the woods or anything. So anyway, so now I'm going to mash up my sweet potato that I totally almost forgot about, as you guys have witnessed. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Oh, no. Wow, this is a really long vlog. I'm sorry, that's probably really annoying, actually. I'm probably going to have to, like, redo all of this. Probably. That sucks. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave this as it is. And if you guys, like, could give me feedback, let me know, like, do you like these long videos? Or, like, are they too drawn out and, like, boring and stuff? Because, like, I totally get it either way. So, anyway, I've mashed up my sweet potatoes. And, okay, you guys are going to think this is genius. But I have a way that I like to sweeten them. Not like sweeten them, but make them creamier without adding any butter or anything. And it also allows me to flavor them. No sugar added, applesauce, cinnamon flavored. Each one of these cups is about the equivalent of half an apple. They're 50 calories per cup. And like I said, there's no added sugar, so, you know, that's always a nice positive. Because added and processed sugars and stuff are kind of like a big problem for me. Let's see. But I mixed the applesauce into the mashed up sweet potatoes, and it makes them a little bit creamier without having to add, like, butter. Because I don't like oily stuff. The texture puts me off. Like, the way that it makes my mouth feel is really gross. So yeah. And then I just, like, kind of mix it in until it's fully incorporated. And it kind of also has the added bonus of, like, helping to cool it down so it's edible sooner. Because, you know, the applesauce came from the fridge. Even though it doesn't necessarily need to be in the fridge. It's just where I had it. For the purpose of cooling down my mashed sweet potatoes. And yeah, I do use both a fork and a spoon to eat them. Very yummy. Okay, and now we're going to go back to the bedroom. Maybe I could split this vlog up into multiple parts. That could be a way to make it more bite-sized and digestible and less, like, droning on and boring. I don't know. I don't know. I just, like, kind of feel bad because I feel like I ghosted you guys for, like, a long time. And, like, I did really kind of ghost you guys for a long time. And that was really unfair of me. Regardless of what was going on in my life. You know, like, I could have at least posted an update or a short little video explaining. But it was just hectic. In the future, I'll try to do better. Oops, mukbang moment. Oh, wait, no. Mukbang. Yes, that's... I try to be respectful about how things are pronounced and stuff. So that's just, I don't know. I have a deep appreciation for Asian cultures, and I want to be respectful to them and try to pronounce things as correctly as possible. I don't know why, but every time I eat, my nose runs. And it's like really annoying. But yeah, mashed sweet potatoes. I've just bit the inside of my mouth. Oh my god. Ow. That actually like properly hurt. But yeah, I don't know. I just like... I don't remember what I was saying. I got distracted by the sweet potatoes. Sometimes I think that it's really surprising when people don't like sweet potatoes because, like, I don't know, they're like a superfood or something. They're full of so many vitamins, and they also have like a lot of fiber. Like, they're really healthy and they're yummy. Like, they're really sweet naturally, and it's like really yummy. Like I said, all I had to do was add some applesauce, and boom, we were golden. I know that, like, a lot of normal people for meals would have multiple, like, different types of food, but I don't really do that. I kind of just, like, have very one-note meals. So it's like, for lunch right now, I'm having a bowl of sweet potatoes. Earlier, I had my protein drinks for breakfast. And for dinner... Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe I'll make fish. I'm a liar. I'm gonna make eggs. That's a lot easier. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on sweet potatoes? I think they're quite good, but that's also, like, just my opinion. I know some people don't like them. I don't understand it, but I know that there are people who don't like them. I don't think they taste good as fries, though. Only a legitimate potato should be used as fries. My future mother-in-law, she's like, I don't know, like, she makes a lot of, like, sweet stuff and baked goods. She really loves to make, like, casseroles as well. And she makes sweet potato casserole, and oh my god, is that stuff so delicious. However, that stuff is also, you know, the kind of stuff that you eat if you're wanting to play games and roll the dice on some diabetes. I don't know why I have to say it like that. Probably because my brother always says it like that as a joke. It's like, yes, the beatus. the last thing I need. My dad's mother had a binge eating disorder. And she had to have gastric bypass. That was the specific surgery she had to have. She had an entire bypass. Okay. And it wasn't until then that she finally lost weight. Surprisingly, she's actually been very successful at keeping it off. It's been like, I don't know, between 10 to 12 years. And she's kept it off for this whole time. She hasn't even, like, backtracked as far as I know. And I guess, like, good for her. I'm glad that she got past her, like, binge eating issue. Like, she went to therapy and stuff, and, like, the surgery helped her save her life. But I still don't like her. Like, as a person, fundamentally. Not because of any of her issues with her weight, but simply because she's a terrible grandmother. And she's a terrible mother. She messed my dad up pretty good. And I take issue with that. And so she was a binge eater. Dad became an exercise bulimic, but he still isn't even aware, because most people, the issue with exercise bulimia is it goes unnoticed. You maintain your weight and you're not doing anything that's like as noticeable as something abnormal. It is so normalized in America for people to eat and then like go to the gym to work it off, or to undo it or whatever. That's become so normalized that we don't even realize or recognize it for disordered eating. Where now my dad, he fits the criteria for a full-blown eating disorder. Bulimia, exercise bulimia. And now that he no longer can do the exercise part, he's just piling on the pounds. So now he's just a binge eater. And it's like, oh wow, he watched his mom do this, and now here he goes following the same path. And it's like, how is he that dense to have not learned the lesson? She became a diabetic. And I'm sure that he is like knocking on the door of, I'm sorry, pardon me, knocking on the door of the Beatus, like right now. Or he already has it and is in denial. Like, that man is addicted to sugar. I got that from someone. But yeah, like, I don't know, he's just like, I don't want to repeat the pattern that I watched him end up repeating, and I saw myself going down that same path, and I decided, oh no, I'm young, I'm gonna catch this before it gets out of hand. And I'm glad that I did, but it's not been an easy time. It's definitely been a bit of an uphill battle, I suppose you could say, because like I have backslid and backtracked a little bit over the years. This is a journey that I have been on, this recovery journey, for 6 years. But I didn't successfully kick the binging until about 2 years ago. I'm about 2 years, other than the few episodes I've had. But it's not been consistently, like, on a daily basis. Like, 2 years ago, I was working at a factory, and I would work obscene hours. Like, I would work doubles back to back to back to back. So every day was 16-hour shifts at this factory, and then I'd go home, binge, and go to bed. And that was my routine. And, you know, that was really destructive. And I would look forward the entire time I'm at work. I'm looking forward. I'm sitting there listing off the foods that I'm going to have when I get home. oh, I'm gonna have some flaming hot Cheetos and some donuts and cake and etc. etc. And like I'm sitting there plotting out everything I'm gonna binge on when I get home. Like throughout the entirety of that 16-hour shift, I'm just ruminating on what I'm gonna binge on. And the entire shift, I will try to go without eating because, yeah, bulimic behaviors, I guess. But anyway, yeah, so it was like really weird. I would sit there plotting all day about how I would binge, and I'm really glad that I'm no longer in that place where I binge every single day like that. Because it was a daily thing. I was blowing tons and tons and tons of money on food to binge on, and when I didn't have money, I was spending money I didn't even have, or I would take money out of my coin collection, my collection, my personal collection, and spend them. And I'm like kind of ashamed of that. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like now I have to recollect those same coins again as a result. Like that was so dumb. But yeah, like at its worst, like my binge eating was really bad. Like I legitimately like I spent money I didn't want to spend because I don't know why. I just had to, it felt like. My favorite place to go to, I had two favorite places to go to pick up a bunch of rubbishy binge foods. No, three. Um, well, technically, it's a little bit more than that, even, but I'm gonna lump three of the stores together as one. Um, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Those were honestly my favorite places to go to for binge food during the pandemic. Um, and then I don't know, like I don't know why, but I feel like talking about all of this, I'm actually feeling a lot better. So even if like nobody watches this, it's still nice to have it out there, and I still think it could be educational because, like I said, I've gone over a lot of stuff that like a lot of people don't really consider with eating disorders. Everyone thinks, oh, eating disorder, you're either like bulimic, anorexic, or binge eater, and nobody thinks about the nuances of the gray area in between the middle area of eating disorders. I'm convinced that they're all just different manifestations of the same disorder at the root. Because even with binge eating, there's that cycle of shame and like trying to correct it almost in a similar. It's like the less successful bulimic, you know? Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna really diet now. I'm gonna get on track. And usually you're like, this is like the most extreme end of the binge eating like spectrum, I feel like. You know, it's like you end up trapped in a cycle where you put on extra weight over the years and you keep telling yourself, okay, I'm gonna be on track, I'm gonna be on track, I'm not gonna binge, I'm gonna stop binging. And then you just don't stop binging and you don't get back on track and you keep telling yourself you're gonna, and you keep feeling intense shame and self-loathing and disgust, and it's just a really really abusive, like self-abusive pattern. The key to breaking the feedback loop that was created, at least for me, it won't apply to everyone, was literally saying, you know what, forget about it, who cares. Literally, I took a step back and was like, okay, no more rules, no more restrictions, no more, oh, I have to eat X, Y, and Z. Because a huge contributing factor to this binge eating cycle was also the fact that I wasn't allowing myself to eat my ARFID safe foods. I was like, I have to be an adult now, so no more macaroni, basically. And it's like, that was leading me to just not eat, and that would lead me to the binge. And when I would binge, I would cave and have all the sugary crap that I was craving, all this stuff that is really unhealthy. So basically, once I stopped that and everything like that, I worked on just kind of eating based on how I felt physically. not emotionally. For a while, I did that for months, and then after that, I started to try to cut out sugar. And I decided that I'm not gonna continue that cycle of abuse against myself or towards myself. Because, like, growing up, Dad tried to force me to eat foods that I just have a strong sensory aversion to, like red meat. I can't do it. The texture is so bad. I hate the texture of, like, ground beef. I hate it. I hate the texture of, like, burgers and steaks, and I hate it so much. It's so gross. And the flavor's not too bad sometimes if it's done correctly, but the texture ruins it for everything. And sometimes, like, it'll be greasy, and that's like, ugh. And it'll get stuck in your teeth all uncomfortable, like. But anyway, yeah, Dad used to, like, try to force me to eat stuff that I just couldn't physically bring myself to eat. And so, like, I've decided I'm gonna stop trying to do that to myself. And I'm gonna, like, basically let myself eat the foods that I enjoy, as long as I make sure I watch my nutrients and make sure that I'm not deficient in anything. And that's kind of what helped me kind of break the binge cycle. And like I said, I have backslid a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie. Most recently being a few days ago when I ate a whole box of candy canes that I totally forgot was in the cupboard until I was stoned and rummaging through the cupboards with my friend. Um, I'm not gonna lie, this friend is kind of is a little triggering to me, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to this kind of stuff, because, like, this friend was, like, a huge part of my, like, binge cycle way back in the day, and so, like, having them fuck. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Having them over for the weekend was probably not my smartest idea, especially since, like, we watched TV together and consumed cannabis, and, like, I did it because I was, like, really worried about, like, their mental health. Like, they needed a distraction because they were having a little bit of troubles with their baby daddy. Not that it's any of my business. But I was just trying to, like, I guess, offer a distraction and, like, help them get out of their own head. Because all they were doing was staring at these messages and crying about them. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is, like, really bad. And I was like, okay, now I gotta do something. And it's like, it's like, where do we draw the line? Like, do I, sacrifice myself, cross my own boundaries to, like, make my friend feel better, or do I, like, just let my friend sit there and suffer? I guess. And, like, I guess it is one of those things. It really, like, is out of my control, and I need to stop trying to hold myself responsible for the feelings of people around me, especially knowing that it could set me back with my mental health journey. But I don't know. In this situation, it felt very awkward, and I felt very bad about everything. Because it's like, here's my friend super upset, and I, like, suck at, like, consoling them, I guess. Or at least it feels like it. And the reality is, there is no real consoling them. Like, okay. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just felt really bad about that whole thing. Like, it felt like I was, like, I don't know, like a really crappy friend or something, or like I was really bad at being a friend. See, what I do is I use the fork to eat the major chunks, and then I use the spoon to scrape the bowl clean. and eat the smaller bits, because a lot would go to waste if I didn't use the spoon. And I really don't like food waste, especially when it's like healthy food. But on the bright side, I don't have any more sugar in the house anymore. Literally, I gave all the sugar to my friend. So I can't bake any cakes or anything. I mean, theoretically I could, but not like... Not like with sugar. Not like with actual sugar in it. However, I am contemplating making like protein pancakes or something. I think that sounds like really lit. Maybe that's what I'll have for dinner. Okie dokie. But yeah, honestly, I kind of think that's it for the video. So thanks for watching. I think I might upload another video later on. I'm not sure yet. But, take care. Bratz Babes, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell me, what is your favorite food in the comments? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.